So what we're looking at here is this is the NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams return to Earth. And so this is comical at its best. These two people, these two supposed astronauts, were up in the International Space Station for months and months, stranded. Now the problem is, most people, I hope you know by now, there is no International Space Station. I call it Fake Station. If you believe there is, if you can tell me when it was built, how much it cost, how many rockets were launched, tell me how they built it. Where's the video? Where's the footage? Where's the photos of them building it? How did they anchor the first thing in space with no gravity, supposedly no gravity, if you believe that what they tell us about space is real? Also, why is it that someone like Sonny Williams, who by the looks of her is in her 40s, late 40s, maybe early 50s, I don't know, I haven't even bothered to look up, but she's in that, they could not even pass basic training on Earth for the military. She could not pass firefighter training. She could not pass lifeguard training. But all of a sudden, she is this amazing warrior in space. Now, you're going to tell me the most difficult, assuming that what they tell us about space is real, you're going to tell me that, supposedly with no oxygen and no gravity in a spaceship, that's the easiest of all atmospheres for a human being, let alone an older woman, a 110-pound woman in her late 40s, early 50s. Again, it's very easy to look at all these things and question. Anyway, these are some of this is the splashdown, which is, understand this module is actually launched from a large military plane. It doesn't come from space. This is literally, they go through all these steps to convince you that what NASA and SpaceX is doing real. Anyway, let's take a look at the
of Crew 9 inside Dragon Freedom as it returns back to Earth. We are awaiting the drogue deploys. This view coming from the WB-57 high altitude plane. And there you see it on your screen, drogue deployment.
Drogue descent rate nominal.
You can hear the crowd here.
Visual on 2 healthy drogues.
The crowd here very excited as Dragon Freedom continues to make its way back to planet Earth.
Next up, we'll stand by for the main deployment of the parachutes. The mains are quite a bit larger. You'll be able to notice the difference on your screen once they deploy, and they continue to ensure that the Dragon spacecraft slows down even further. As we mentioned, Freedom will be traveling 16 miles per hour when it splashes down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida, here at 2:57 p.m. Pacific time this afternoon. And there we go.
We have visual on 4 healthy mains.
Also, there's never been an accident. Commercial space station, there's never been an accident,
That view is from inside
a
one
death,
of the
an
buckets
injury.
where the
All these
parachutes are
years,
located. So we
perfect
see a
record.
great view there of the reefing on those parachutes.
Crazy.
And as those main parachutes begin to inflate fully, 4 beautiful, healthy mains. Now awaiting visuals of splashdown. We'll start to hear Commander Nick Hague.
Copy 1000.
As we heard right there, Commander Nick Hague will be calling out the altitude of the Dragon capsule from here on out. Landing in water is simpler and provides more margin against unlikely parachute issues. You can see those parachutes continuing to slow the Dragon capsule down.
And if you're just joining us, you're looking at
800 meters.
a live view of Crew 9, just minutes away from splashing down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida. Splashdown 2 minutes from now at 2:57 p.m. Pacific. We do have 4 healthy mains really doing the job there. Just breathtaking views of a calm, glass-like ocean off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida. Crew 9 just minutes away from splashing down.
This is really such an incredible shot. That
Copy
was
600.
That was a live view from our recovery vessel.
Look at these idiots.
Megan, which is stationed a couple
This
miles
is all
away
fake, by
from
the way.
the
These
splashdown
people
site.
seeing right here
We can
are
see the
getting
crew there
colliding.
using their
Imagine the
restraints as
audacity of a
resting
human
places
being
for
that
their
collide
arms.
to the human race
They
like
were just
this.
in space
Probably
moments
don't
ago,
need to do this.
so their arms were able to float freely.
400 meters.
This is a gorgeous bluebird day here that we have for the splashdown of Crew 9. It's incredible to think that the Dragon capsule just minutes ago was going over 17,000 miles per hour and now gently coasting to a soft splashdown.
200.
Copy, 200 meters. Brace for splashdown.
As you can see there on your screen, continuing to monitor progress of the Dragon spacecraft. And we're going to stand by for splashdown located in the Gulf of America off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida.
And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
We're always on there. Matter of fact, we've always been at the NASA Center in Houston for the night. Somebody said they might be at Area 51. No, they probably have a full center over at Houston. When I understand that's where they do all this crap over there. There's a large facility that hosts all these
Copy,
so-called
splashdown. We
astronauts.
see
They
main
live
chutes
there
cut.
for the supposed
Nick,
time they're
Alex,
on the
Butch,
space
Sunny,
station.
on behalf of
space
SpaceX,
station.
welcome home.
You know, $80 million a day for this crap. I can't wait. I wonder what happened.
It is an amazing, what a ride. A capsule full of grand
And ask for a refund? Are you going to ask for prosecutions? Of course not. Nope. And to think about all the people involved in this. Not all
And
of them know,
as you
by
can
the way.
see on your screen, we
Do
have
not
visual
understand that,
confirmation
because
of
this whole
splashdown.
capsule just
Dragon
launched
Freedom
from
has returned home, and NASA astronauts.
System safety verifications are in progress. We'll report back when recovery personnel are en route.
Now they're going to cheer, and everybody buys into this.
We're in section 2, 4.800
Hundreds of billions of dollars
landing response.
in taxpayers' money.
And looking for your word.
I wonder if Elon Musk got a check.
It's necessary.
Except for the rocket that he launched, which carried nobody, by the way, and landed right back
In the
water.
distance, we can see the recovery vessel making its way.
What a joke.
Copy, you're in section 2 for the environmental
it's funny.
assessment in
If you had told
4.800.
me 30
That
years
is not
ago
necessary today.
that the whole world was a stage, I would have never understood what you really meant by it. That's why the Matrix movie is so fascinating.
So we will continue to have communications between the Corps and Nick Hague, the commander of Crew Dragon Freedom, which just splashed down 2 minutes ago off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida. Dragon Freedom has returned home with NASA astronauts Nick Hague, Sunny Williams, Butch Wilmore, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov. They're back on Earth after approximately 17 hours of a return journey from space.
The SpaceX recovery ship and team have been waiting for Dragon's splashdown, and they will now make their way to the splashdown location. The teams have been ready and waiting about 3 nautical miles away, so it's going to take them about 30 minutes or so to make their way to...
SpaceX Freedom.
It's 30 minutes.
Copy, Stable 1. We see the same.
Let me see. I'm going to move this closer to see if we can see. Here they come. I'll just move it up. I don't want to sit here all night watching this. Here they come with the first ship. Wow.
And so what we did just hear there was communications that those hypergol checks were complete. They didn't find any of that upon those checks, so we'll continue to move through the timeline. Next up is a process called rigging, which you see happening right now on your screen. This is when a SpaceX recovery personnel actually works to climb aboard the capsule and work through procedures ahead of lifting onto the nest of the recovery vessel Megan. We heard it's going to be about 25 minutes or so until that lift actually takes place.
Wow. What a joke. To imagine all the people involved.
Okay, Freedom, the next call will be from the SpaceX flight surgeon on Dragon Ground Private.
The economy's being world economy is suffering. So many people are dying in Ukraine and Gaza, and these
Callouts there indicating that the crew will have the opportunity to do a quick check-in with the SpaceX flight surgeon. This is standard procedure for every Dragon spacecraft when it returns to Earth. It's just an initial check-in, make sure everybody is doing okay. They will also have another check-in with the flight surgeon once they are on board that recovery vessel that you see there in the background. We can now see that SpaceX recovery team member they're on top of the Dragon spacecraft. They are going to be working to install plugs in the Draco thrusters to ensure that none of those to ensure that no more.
Well, that's it. So you can see we didn't even, mind you, they didn't even go. So just so you understand, they didn't even show the opening of the capsule and pulling them out. Maybe there's another video with that. We'll have to see. I'll look it up. But if there isn't another video, that's pretty crazy. Anyway, this shit is fake. Have a good night.